our theme is finding the diamond in unexpected places, and want to bring back uh, Angelika, but also Rick, and just a little, I don't say brainstorming, because each of us kind of have a little angle of what that might mean in our own world, and especially when I first presented to our presenters, what maybe was your first hit. And I just want to acknowledge all our listeners tonight, those who are live with us and those who will be getting the tape recording. That everything that title means something for everything different about it. And I know some of you are always looking at maybe a situation, even like Rick, of possibly one of his pets are going to pass on soon. You might have a family member or a challenge at work or whatever it might be. But in my world, that challenge is always finding the diamond in your circumstances. And for me, I'm always looking for the Holy Spirit's guidance of whether it's joy that I've experienced or whether it's a sadness, a death in the family or relationship, whatever that might be. And I think we're all challenged by those almost on a daily basis. But how do I respond in that area? And I don't say I'm good at it. If it's bad, it takes me down a little bit, but then I rise up because of my relationship with my fellow human beings besides the Holy Spirit and the spiritual guides. Because I'm always looking for that jewel, because I can't stay down there in wallowing. I used to, I'll have to say that, but I'm learning now to rise quicker up and entering into that beautiful place. So Angelika, I don't say what triggered you for the title, or how do you see this title, and how did it impress you trying to plan for your own talk?
Yeah, well, first I want to respond to, you said I'm not good at it yet, but Sri Bhagavan actually said that we don't have to be good at it, not to
Oh,
grieve, not to have feelings, because he said to truly love means to be very much affected.
I like that.
And
Beautiful.
so I always look at it as our hearts break open. And
Um,
when I've become better at meeting that heartache, so that's for me has been the key. But in the past, I was fighting it tooth and nail. I was arguing with life, with God. I didn't want to feel that loss, that pain, of a
of
beautiful
course.
friend, a partner, a pet. So what came to mind when you gave us this great theme, that there were some losses in my life that I thought I couldn't recover from. It drove me into a great despondence, a great depression. And yet now in retrospect, I see that out of those greatest losses came the biggest gifts of transformation, of closer to God. And of course, the diamonds don't have to come through pain always.
Right.
But in my life, the biggest gifts, diamonds, I found by walking right through the heart of the pain. But the first thing that I realized is that you and me and Rick, we have something in common. And Rick, you wrote so beautifully about it. Your blog was so well done. It's really
Yeah.
great. Thank you. That we all had a similar major, major loss of seeming loss of the partner, which wasn't just a life partner, a
Mhm.
husband. It was also someone who was spiritually incredibly significant for each of us. And when that loss occurred, I just thought the world would end. My world ended in a way,
Okay.
and I had to go through that what seemed like unresolvable sense of loss and pain. So that's what came to mind, that we had that similar experience. And for you, Rick, it's still pretty raw. You're probably still really adjusting. And sometimes in that time, I don't think we need to see the gift yet, until we authentically see it. We can be, our heart can keep breaking open more and more into that divine love. But it's a process. So it takes what it takes. It's, you know,
Your
we
answer
found
is
a way.
brilliant. You know, thank you for laying that foundation for us, Angelica.
Yeah.
Beautifully said. How about you, Brother Rick? What was your impression?
Well, this anticipates where we're going in our talk, because as we were planning, Angelika went to the big moments of loss that each of us has experienced, and many others who are on this session and those who will watch it later have experienced. And mine went to how many have happened in just the past year.
Mm,
So that's a teaser for where I'm going to go.
sounds good. Can't wait, my friend. The opportunity of seeing through, I call it God's eyes instead of my own eyes, and these eyes are filtered in so many ways. And I love Angelika's comment about what Mama Bhagwan said about we don't have to, we just have to experience whatever it is, sadness, joy. Don't push it away, just allow it to happen. And I like that because I actually a couple of weeks ago, there was a minister who was teaching at one of our churches that I attend, and he actually offered prayer afterwards, which is rare in at that church situation. And so I waited with bated breath to be prayed for. And so one of the things I said, well, God, me challenging God in that situation, I go, if he's really true, what he says, and I love this message, I go, I want to hear you say my name, didn't have no badge on or anything. So of course he starts out with this prayer, my beloved son. It's like, oh God, you tricked me. But I felt that power around it. And then he prayed for me, he goes, break his heart so he can receive more. And it's like, well, I'm trying to protect my heart, but now I understand. It's like the bigger we become, it's like I don't have to suffer through this, just open my heart for the more. And I guess every single day we have that opportunity of experiencing life and seeing it how God sees it, through mercy, through kindness, through joy, and even through pain, because all of us have our challenges.